piece that I'm going to read for you is called The Storm. The reason why I wrote this poem is because for the past few semesters have felt like I've been walking into a storm, and I wanted a way to be able to express the feelings that were inside of me. So, without further ado, here is the storm. Humidity hangs in the air like a thick drape which blocks out the sun. Thunder rumbles in the distance like a dam whose water is about to breach its boundaries. The sky dresses itself in dark hues of blue and black. Clouds billow and roil like the sea at tide, foaming at the mouth like a dog that is rabid. The wind rages, buffeting the house, testing its strength. Rain begins to fall, cleansing the sky, revealing the sun's brightness. The foundation is secure. My second piece is called A Perfect Mess, and it chronicles my depression after the birth of my second son, Andrew. A Perfect Mess. It was an unseasonably warm Indian summer day in October of 2002, just 2 years after the birth of my second son, Andrew, when I decided to remove myself from the picture. I woke up that morning determined to set things in order and made arrangements to send my boys to a friend's for a play date later in the day. As soon as I was convinced that my boys would be well taken care of, I made them their favorite breakfast of pancakes, bathed and dressed them in their favorite superhero costumes, and placed them in front of their favorite VeggieTale movie. While the video played and Larry the Cucumber crooned a very silly song about a cheeseburger, I set about cleaning the kitchen with a mixture of Pine Sol and bleach. Doing this very basic chore made me feel human again, yet also allowed the wraith-like hands of guilt to clamp around my heart once more. I was doing the right thing, wasn't I? Surely my children and husband would be better off without me in the picture. I could only hope they would one day forgive me. Once I finished the kitchen, I headed for the shower, turning the water as hot as it would go. Standing under the stream of water, I raised my face, allowing the hot water to mix with my tears. It seems like all I did was cry these days. After getting ready and assuring myself that the mask was set perfectly, I loaded the boys in their car seats. Turning left out of my driveway, I headed toward church because I desperately needed to confess my sins. As I parked the van, another twinge of guilt hummed its way through my chest and gripped my heart. Its assault was excruciating and made it all but impossible for me to look at my sweet boys in the rearview mirror. My heart was breaking, but I could see no other way out. With my mind made up, I turned to Aaron, who was 4, and told him to wait in the van with his brother who was sleeping. I wasn't going to be long. I walked across the parking lot, entered the church, found my pastor, and began to confess everything I had ever done or thought of doing. I'm not sure how long I was in conference with my pastor, but I know we were nearing the end of our conversation because he was just commending me on my courage when the secretary yelled, "We need water!" As we stepped outside his office, I came face to face with my boys. I had forgotten about my boys. At that moment, a deep, mournful cry left my lips, and I fell to my knees, finally realizing the depth of my need. But where could I turn?